Everyone. I hope I'm audible. I hope everyone can hear me. I haven't been on live for, let me say, 2 days, and I have actually missed being on live. Coming on live for me is well, I say it's therapeutic, right? Like is that how to pronounce it? Like when you go to therapy. Okay, and it's something that I've gotten used to. So when I didn't go on live for a few days, I actually missed it. I could tell that something was missing. I love coming on live. I love my little community here. In a way, I don't even want like I do want my audience to grow, but I'm content with the audience that I have now because I feel like it's meaningful, it's impactful, and I don't just want to like you know um suddenly get so big and then I don't have this community feeling anymore. But right now I do love coming on here because I can be able to talk about anything that I want to talk about without fear of judgment, and even if people are judging me, whatever. But I just love coming on live and being able to like talk to everyone and being able to interact. It's a very nice feeling for me. um I've had the busiest time in the past 1 week, but all the same, I'm grateful for whatever season. If you've listened to me here often, you would have heard me say that appreciate whatever season that you're in, because once that time is past, that season will not come back again. So just enjoy every moment, enjoy every season, okay? Don't hold back, just live in the moment, have a good time. There's no point spending your present moment missing what is past or yearning for what is to come. It just means that you're not living in the moment, you're not enjoying now. And if you're a type of person that you're always missing what you lost or what you had, or yearning for what is to come, or wishing or hoping for the future, you will just realize that you never really enjoy yourself in the moment. And even when that future that you're yearning from, when that future becomes your present, you still find yourself focusing on another future to come. Okay, so yeah, just be sure to live in the moment, be sure to enjoy yourself as much as possible. Thank you so much, smart man. Thanks for being on the live. This is my I'm sorry, this is my first time seeing you on the live. This is your first time of joining my live, so it's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. So today I want to talk about treating yourself the way you want other people to treat you. Okay. Um Many of us don't appreciate ourselves as much. We are waiting for other people to give us the validation that we want. Okay. Rather than loving yourself the way that you are, you're waiting for someone else to tell you that you need to love yourself. You're waiting for someone else to love you first before you love yourself the way that you are, which is actually wrong. Most of the time people will treat you the way they think you should be treated, and the way they think you should be treated, they can tell by the way that you treat yourself. If you love yourself, if you see yourself in a certain way, there's a particular way that you treat yourself. There are certain types of disrespect that you would not take. Okay, there are certain types of things that you will not do. You can stay humble without being trampled upon. Okay, there's a certain way that you would not present yourself. There are certain words that you would not say. There are certain places that you would not go to if you're not invited. Okay, if you love yourself and you see yourself in a particular way, there's just a certain way that you treat yourself. Think about your favorite pair of shoes, or your favorite pair of bags, or your favorite car, or your favorite person, maybe your spouse or your child. You know how you treat that person with so much love, with so much care. Okay, think about your boss, your mentor. Okay, look at the way you treat your mentor with so much regard. Do you treat yourself that way, or are you waiting for other people to treat you good for you to realize that you are good? Okay, your self-worth does not come from how other people perceive you or how other people see you. Okay, it comes from how you see yourself firstly. Inspirational shepherd Poppy, hi Audrey, thank you for being on the live. You're 24 and you have a cat, and oh, that's nice. So you have a cat and you have a dog. um Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So back to the discussion, okay? People will treat you how they think you should be treated, which is often a reflection of how you first of all you treat yourself. So you should be asking yourself, how do I treat myself? Do I love myself enough? Okay, if I loved myself, would I do this to myself? Would I keep holding on to someone that doesn't care about me? Will I keep going to places where I'm not invited? Would I keep eating this? Would I keep dressing myself like this? If you were your most prized possession, which you actually are, is this how you would treat something that you love and care about and cherish? Okay, bye. Inspirational Shepherd Puppy. Bye. Thanks for being on the live. Jordan Henry, I think I do. I'm trying to remember. I'm not really sure, but I think I've seen you before on my live. It's nice to have you on the live again. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a wonderful week and I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope the weather is nice to you. I hope your family is okay. I hope you still love your job. Oh my god, they just took the live. Okay, guys, just stay with me. The they've taken the light now, but if you can still hear me, just stay with me. The light will come back on pretty soon. I'm still here though. I hope you guys can still hear me because I'm still here. So in a short while, the light will back on. My day is doing well. Thanks a lot. As you can see, the power just went out. So I'm just waiting for it to be back on. But yeah, my day is going well so far. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, that happens sometimes, especially if you are in a third world country like I am. So yeah, that's that's by the ways. Okay, yeah. So back to the topic, treating yourself the way you want other people to treat you. I don't think it's fair to ourselves that rather than doing the things that we want to do or loving ourselves the way we want to be loved, we wait for someone else to give us what we actually want rather than giving it to ourselves, especially for people who are in a position of doing those things for themselves. So, for example, you want to go to a nice restaurant, you want to buy something nice for yourself or you want something nice, right? You can actually get up and do that thing for yourself rather than waiting for someone else that will come along and do that thing for you. Okay, you can love yourself rather than waiting for someone else to love you. We think that someone else needs to love us for us to love ourselves. We fail to realize that we need to love ourselves for someone else to love us. Okay. You can say or you can argue that there are so many people that don't love themselves, but then someone came along and loved them. That's the minority. Okay. That's honestly the minority. Majorly, you need to love yourself for you to even recognize what love is. Okay, if you don't love yourself and you have never been loved, when love comes along, you might not even know that what you are experiencing or what is in front of you is even love. Okay, which is why sometimes people stay in toxic situations or toxic circumstances, toxic places, toxic jobs because they don't know any better, they haven't experienced any better, and they have not loved themselves to the extent where they begin to realize that, okay, I definitely will not treat myself this way, so why do I even let someone else treat me like this? Some of us don't even treat, like, people that we hate, people that we don't like, we don't even treat them as badly as we let people treat us. People that claim to love us, they treat us more bad than the way we even treat our enemies. Okay, that's why I said, if you love yourself, if you respect yourself, if you hold yourself in high regard, okay, there are certain things that you would not tolerate. We need to be our biggest fan first of all. I mean, other people are going to love you, other people are going to appreciate you, but you first of all need to be your biggest fan. If you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, then that's a problem to start with. Okay, sometimes we're waiting for other people to tell us that we're beautiful, we're waiting for other people to tell us that we look good, we are waiting for other people to appreciate us, but we don't even appreciate ourselves, we don't even love ourselves, we don't treat ourselves well. Okay, we don't even take care of ourselves. If you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, without doing anything outrageous, there are ways that you can even fix it. If you feel like you don't look good enough, there are basic things. For a lady, you can start by getting your hair done, treating your skin better, right? If you want to treat your skin better, you will not just put anything into your body, you will not just put anything on your body, okay? Basic things like having clean teeth, making your hair, treating your skin well, showering in the morning, showering in the night, okay? Just basic things can actually improve your appearance by 100%. And the moment you're looking good, you are feeling good. They actually go hand in hand. If you look good, okay, you look in the mirror, you like what you see, you're wearing nice outfits, like you're just checking yourself out, like, wow, I'm looking so good and nice today. It boosts your self-confidence, okay? It boosts how you see yourself. You even realize that you want to show yourself off more. You want to like go places. You'll be free to interact because you feel like you're looking good, okay? You like how you look. And the moment you're looking good, you become proud of yourself to a certain extent. So stop wearing clothes that you don't like, okay? Stop making haircuts that you don't like. Stop putting things on your skin that you don't like. Stop doing things to yourself that you would not be proud of, basically, because you're proud of how you look. It improves your self-confidence, okay? It boosts like your, it just boosts your morale for the time being, and other people can see when you are confident in yourself. That's one thing I've noticed, okay? Other people can see if you are happy with how you look based on, you know, how you carry yourself, how you move your body. We don't even notice these things sometimes. But if you don't like your outfit or you're not feeling good, there's a certain way that you would carry yourself, there's a certain way that you would walk, there's just a certain way that you would be. But the day that you like your outfit, the day that you're in a good mood, the day that you're feeling well, your walking step changes, okay? The way you say hi to people changes, okay? So other people can notice these things, but we might not notice it. Okay, so if you treat yourself better, you feel better, and in turn you actually do better, either in your work, either in your family, or anywhere that you find yourself. You perform better when you are feeling good. Okay, and one of the ways to actually always feel good is to treat yourself well. If you treat yourself well and you already hold yourself to a certain standard, you would not let other people treat you less. And if you come across someone that is treating you less, you definitely will not tolerate it. And you know that you don't have to stay in this situation, because you know you can give yourself better on your own. So being with someone that treats you less is like a downgrade. And when we are relating with other people, whether we realize it or not, in our relations with other people, either if it's whatever relation, either in the workplace, either in, except for family, maybe where family you don't have a choice, but in normal relationships, social settings, sexual settings, or whatever, we are looking at relating with people that can improve our lives. So why would you consciously relate with someone or be with someone that makes your life lesser than what it used to be? Right? So everything actually starts from you. The way other people treat you actually starts from you, okay? We come across different people, and sometimes some of us unconsciously we choose people that don't mean well for us, because we cannot even see ourselves, for being as great as we are. Some of us are so much better than we think we are. Actually, people say it often that the person that is great, most often times you don't realize that you are as great as you are, okay? Because you cannot see yourself outside of your body, especially if maybe you have low self-esteem due to childhood, whatever happened in your childhood, or how you grew up. You have low self-esteem. So even the day you begin to do well, even the day you begin to grow, you don't even realize it, you don't recognize it, because you still see yourself as that little person that didn't have any talent. You still see yourself as that little person, that was not well known or well recognized, or didn't have anything to offer, okay? You have not started to see yourself the way you are now, as a talented, special, gifted person that you have blossomed into, okay? So everything still boils down to working on yourself, working on your mindset. Everything still boils down to growth, okay? The day you sit down and decide to take account of your life, the day you sit down and decide that, okay, today I'm going to decide what is what, okay? I'm going to decide, take account of where I'm coming from, where I am now, and where I'm heading, okay? What are the things I can do to improve my life? What are the things I can do to improve my circle? What are the things I can do to network better? What are the things I can do to grow my life? Okay, what are the things I can do so that I can get to the next step, so I can get to the next level? What do I need to do to ensure that I'm not stagnant? What do I need to do to ensure that by this time next year, I will not be on the same spot, okay? If you're looking at maybe improving your business relationships, You want to write down or take account of what you can do to develop better business relations. If you sell a product, you want to improve your products. If you offer services, you want to improve your services. And if your main focus now is relationships, maybe you want to get married, you have to look at the kind of partners that you have been having before. Okay, why do you attract this type of people? I mean, there's a saying that we attract all kinds of people and then we choose a certain type. So if you repeatedly choose the same pattern of person over and over, it's like you're picking the same person but in different bodies. So what is it about you or inside of you that makes you pick the same person but in different bodies? Okay, some people say that in their past three relationships, you know, their partners have treated them the exact same way. So why do you keep attracting people that treat you this exact same way? Okay, and what do you see in this person that makes you feel like, okay, you can stay, or makes you feel like the person will make a good partner for you? If you become a better version of yourself, you definitely will not choose someone that is not going to treat you in the right way. And even if you make the mistake of treating the person that way, the day the person starts to decline, that is the day the person starts to treat you less, because you are already used to a certain standard and you expect a certain standard, you know, in the way that you're treated, you would easily notice that, okay, this person is not treating me as well as they should. This person is not treating me as well as they used to. Okay, and you definitely devise ways to either have communication with your partner to fix the issue, or you plan your exit. But there's no way you can, you know, appreciate yourself so much and then stay in a place where you are not valued, stay in a place where you are not loved. um it's hard. Okay, it's hard. It's really, really hard. You know, one of the reasons that people stay in toxic relationships is because they feel like they don't have anywhere else to go. You know, low self-esteem basically, and it's their mindset. Okay, it's basically all falls down to the mindset. They wouldn't treat themselves any better, or they don't treat themselves any better, so they don't see any reason why anyone should treat them better than the way they already treat themselves. But I'm saying that the work doesn't start from other people, the work starts from you. Start treating yourself the way you want to be treated. Okay, if you want to be taken to a nice place for dinner, start going to nice places for dinner. Okay, if you want to, you know, be looked up to, if you want someone to like treat you to nice things, start treating yourself to nice things. Okay, you know, buy nice clothes for yourself, take yourself on a nice trip. You don't even need like too much money to even do nice things for yourself. You can just, you know, buy dinner if you can afford it, but take yourself out to a nice lunch, buy yourself new clothes, just buy yourself something nice that you would want. Just, you know, buy yourself a new perfume, look good, smell good, just for yourself. Like, you know, sometimes we feel like we need to have one specific partner, like a spouse or someone appreciating us specially, before we can, you know, look good or feel good. But not really. Like, even in your workplace, let people see that you look good. Even in your family, your neighbors, let people see that you look good and you feel good. You never can tell. Okay, just always try to show up as your best self. I know that it's not realistic to be 100% every day, myself included, but I think the moment you start to make a conscious effort, it kind of becomes a part of your life. Okay, some of us have clothes that don't sit well on us. We have clothes that we don't feel good in. Now the question is, why do you even have those clothes to begin with? Okay, you say, oh, I just opened my wardrobe today and I just threw on whatever I could find. The moment you train your wardrobe, or you arrange your wardrobe in a certain way that the only clothes that you have are the clothes that you feel good in, even on your bad day, you're still going to feel good, you're still going to look good. How about that? If all your perfumes are nice smelling perfumes, even the day that you pick a perfume at random without knowing which one you're picking, maybe because you're in a hurry, you'll still end up smelling good because you only have good and nice things. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, if you don't have any terrible outfits, it'll be hard for you to, you know, show up terrible looking, because you don't even have any terrible outfits to begin with. So even on the day that you just dress on impulse, be rest assured that you still end up looking good because you only have good things. That's what I'm trying to say. And it doesn't happen overnight. Okay, it happens gradually. You need to fix your clothes, like your closet, gradually. Okay, by adding a new shirt every time you get a paycheck, by adding a new pair of pants every time, you know, someone gives you money, by buying a new pair of bag, a new pair of wallet, like once in a while. And before you know it, you build your wardrobe, you build your closet to be something that is so appealing, something that is so nice, so you don't even have any bad outfits You don't have a bad day. So even on days where you're not feeling good, you're not looking good, whatever you randomly pick in your closet or your wardrobe is still going to end up, looking sparkling. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the same thing. Treat yourself nice, and other people will treat you nice. When people come into your life, they see the standard. Like, sometimes we can't see it, but unconsciously everybody has a standard. That's the truth. Unconsciously everybody has like a level. You can look at a person and know how, and gauge how you would treat them based on how you can see that they treat themselves, based on how they look, based on how they carry themselves, based on the way they walk, based on the way they talk, based on, their boldness. Like, when if you approach someone or you're talking with someone, you can easily see their level of confidence, you can easily see their level of courage based on how they talk, based on their body language, their body movements, based on their demeanor, based on everything about them. Just by looking at a person and watching them speak, okay, even on the first time, you can easily tell their level of courage, their level of boldness. You can tell what they would be likely to tolerate and what they will be likely to shut down immediately, right? It's the same with people that are manipulators, people that are oppressive. They can tell the kind of people that will be likely to fall to oppression and the kind of people that would not. Okay, they can tell the kind of people that they can easily oppress, and they can tell the kind of people that they cannot oppress. So it all shows on the outside, which is why you need to do the work on the inside, because the outside is a reflection of the inside. Whatever it is on your inside will definitely reflect on your outside. Okay, so what do you have inside of you? If you're shy, if you're timid, if you're always unsure, you're unsure of yourself, it's showing the way that you walk, it's showing the way that you talk. Okay, even some people that are not smart, okay, people that you're smarter than are more courageous than you. So it's not really an issue of how smart are you, how intelligent are you. Not really. I actually think it's a self-esteem issue, and we all have self-esteem issues that are rooted in, childhood, that are rooted in upbringing. I think that's actually what it boils down to at the end of the day, how you were raised and all of that. For me personally, I would say that my self-esteem issues came from being shut down all the time. When I was younger and I wanted to speak up, okay, I was being shut down a lot. I think that was where my self-esteem issues started to come from. So when you identify the root cause, it's easy to fix it. Okay, it's easier to fix it, rather it's not so easy to fix something. And let me tell you that my confidence has not something that has grown overnight. It's not something that has grown in even 1 year. Okay, it's something that has been years in the making. Okay, yeah, it's really something that has been years in the making. So when people talk about trauma, when people talk about changing habits, I know how difficult that can be. Okay, it's not the day that you decide to let go of your trauma that you actually overcome it. Neither is it the day that you decide to stop a habit that you actually stop the habit. But it's a continuous process. Okay, the key is consistently doing something or not doing something. That is the key, basically. Consistently working towards stopping a habit, consistently working towards, improving yourself. That is the key. How often do you do that thing? It's just the way I was saying that I missed coming on live, because I came on live so much that, I got used to coming on live. There's a time that in a day I would come on live 3 times. Okay, just because it's something that I gotten used to, just because something that I did consistently. So it started to become a habit. And if I didn't come on live, I would feel like, okay, something was missing. Okay, if I didn't sit here for like, 20 minutes in a day and talk to my camera, I would feel like, something is missing. I would feel like I needed to like onboarding myself. I would feel like I needed to like unlock something within me, right? Because it's something that I've done, consistently. So it has kind of become a habit. Okay, and that's the same thing about stopping habits. Now you cannot just wake up and stop a habit, right? Let's say for example you smoke a lot, or you are a smoker, right? You can't just wake up and stop smoking without replacing that smoking with something else. Okay, because the truth is that that time that you use for the smoking, now that time is vacant. Or that rush, that pleasure that you get from smoking, now you're no longer getting it. Okay, so it's easier to fall back to bad habits when we don't replace the habits with a good one, basically. So if you're stopping a bad habit, be sure to find another habit that you are going to use to replace that bad habit that you're stopping. For example, this basic one, people that use their phones a lot. There's some people that use their phones and they feel like, okay, I'm getting addicted to my phone. I'm always on my phone. When I wake up in the morning, I press my phone. Even at work, I'm pressing my phone. Even on my day off, I'm always pressing my phone. Now you want to stop using your phone as much, okay, but you cannot just like decide to stop using your phone, because what's an addiction? An addiction is like that pull you get. You can be sitting down and you just feel like you just want to use your phone because you're already addicted. You can't help it. Your body craves it basically. So one of the ways that has helped people to stop, being addicted to their phone is by picking up other habits such as reading. All right, the knowledge that you can find on your phone, because some people say, oh, I use my phone for like, research, for like, learning new things, staying updated and all of that. The knowledge that you can find on your phone, you can find it by reading. Okay, if you like listening to podcasts or inspirational motivational videos and things like that, you can still find that type of knowledge in by reading books. You can still find it by watching the news, right? So you replace a bad habit with a good habit. That's how you stop a bad habit. Okay, people that have tried to use their phone less, they tend to like, go out more and socialize in real life. Some people say that they are so addicted to the online world now and they've lost touch with real human connection. So one of the ways is to go out and socialize more. Okay, join a social club, like go out to like parties or bars or whatever, like just be more active, physically. That will help you from being too concentrated on your phone. Like for me, for example, I've noticed that if I'm enjoying the company that is around me, I don't pick up my phone. I mostly pick up my phone on impulse, like if I just want to like scroll, if I'm bored, if I'm less busy, or if I'm stressed. Okay, there are certain habits that I know I only go back to these bad habits when I'm stressed. Okay, if I'm stressed, if I'm overworked, or if I'm bored or I'm lonely, that is when I go back to this bad habit. So the key is not really like stopping those bad habits. It's how do you reduce stress? Okay, how do you stop being bored? How do you reduce loneliness? Those are actually what you should be focusing on. Okay, because when I'm surrounded by people, people, and I'm having a good time. Even like there was a time I went for like a meeting. This is the first time I was meeting these ladies, but I had such a good time. In that meeting of about, let me say, 5 hours, I only picked up my phone twice, and it was to like check messages and if I had received like a business call or something. But I never picked up my phone to scroll mindlessly. Okay, because I was engaged in the moment. Okay, I was relating with the ladies, we were talking, we were playing games, we were like, it was a Christian gathering actually, so we were consumed in the word of God. We were praying, people were sharing their life stories. So I was engaged physically. I was enjoying the physical company that I had. So I didn't see any reason to pick up my phone. So if you're trying to stop a bad habit like using your phone so much, one of the things that you should be focusing on is how to be more present physically, because if you are more present physically, you won't feel the need to like use your phone as much, because you are enjoying your physical company, right? So yeah, by when you want to stop a bad habit, be sure to replace it with a good habit. Don't forget the topic that we're talking about, treating yourself the way you want other people to treat you, which is like this is like a very very important topic. Okay, if you treat yourself well, people will in turn also treat you well. Okay, there's hardly do you see someone treating themselves well, someone that knows how they want to be treated, because if you treat yourself well, in turn you know how you want to be treated. If you're a type of person that takes yourself out to like fancy dinners, okay, if someone comes along and they are not willing to treat you to anything fancy, you would not waste time in leaving them, because you know that you can afford better for yourself. You can give yourself a better treatment. So why settle for someone that is not treating you like as good as they should, right? If you say nice things to yourself every day, you tell yourself that you are powerful, you tell yourself that you are beautiful, you tell yourself that you are special, you tell yourself that you are going places, you tell yourself that you'll be successful. Okay, you tell yourself that you have overcome generational trauma and you have entered a new phase of life. if there's someone at your workplace, or you encounter someone, either at the coffee shop or in traffic or just anywhere random, and they say like nasty things to you, they say bad things to you, you would not waste time in removing yourself from their company, because they are negating whatever it is that you have told yourself, and you don't want to be in that kind of vibes, you don't want to be in that kind of energy, and you automatically know that whatever they're saying to you is not true. Okay, so if you treat yourself well, naturally you would want to be around people that also treat you well. You'd want to be around people that even treat themselves well. Okay, because people that don't treat themselves well, most often times they don't know how to treat other people well. Okay, if you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else, unless that person is like a family member or your child? Okay, but if you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? Even the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Okay, because it's very hard to love other people if you don't love yourself, and you definitely should not be loving other people more than you love yourself. No, that's not right at all. The moment you start loving other people, either your spouse, or like I see people do this a lot in like romantic relationships, loving your partner more than yourself, putting your partner above yourself, you start to harm yourself in a way, especially for women. Okay, I think it's okay for men, because like as a man you are like the head of the family, you are the leader, you are the covering of the family. But for women, the moment you start putting a man above yourself, you start becoming a danger to yourself, and the man can definitely notice that, this woman, she loves me much more than she loves herself. And then they begin to take advantage. Okay, even in your workplace, okay, if your colleagues can see that you value them more than you value yourself. Sometimes we even value the opinions of other people more than we value our own opinions that we have about ourselves. If you want to do a certain thing, I feel like if you want to do any decision that you want to make, before you ask for the opinion of other people, first sit yourself down and say, okay, what do I think about this? Like before you go out and ask other people for their opinions and suggestions, ask yourself, because you are like the most important person to yourself. The moment you've spoken to your creator, okay, if you've spoken to God, ask God what he thinks. The next person that you should hear from is yourself, because you spend the most time with yourself. You don't spend more time with anybody else than yourself. Okay, you know yourself most, and you have instincts, you have a consciousness. Okay, you have a mind, you have a heart. So sit down and ask yourself, what do I think about this? Okay, so when you hear your own opinion, then you can then ask other people for their opinions. Sometimes, sir, if you listen to your own opinions, you may not necessarily need the opinions of other people. Okay, and people will give you opinions based on their perspective. People will give you suggestions based on their experiences in life. Now, when we take advice from people, it's not that people have given us the wrong advice, it's also that we did not ask the right people for advice. Okay, if you're in a certain place in life on a certain level, and you want to ask advice about whatever is happening in your life, you would want to take advice from people that have been where you are right now. Okay, people that have been on your level and they have passed it, those are the people that you want to take advice from, because they have similar experience to you. They have experienced what you are experiencing now. But when you go and ask someone that has never walked in your shoes, of course they are going to give you straight advice, because first of all, they've never been in your shoes. They don't have the right advice to give you, because they have not experienced what you have experienced. But I mean, you came to them, so they're not going to say no. So they're just going to tell you, what they think is right. But what other people think is right for you is not always right for you. That's what I'm trying to say. And no matter whoever gives you advice, you cannot just take everything that people tell you completely and act on it 100%. No. Whatever information that you hear, if it's an opinion, it's a fact, it's an advice, it's a suggestion, or it's whatever information that you hear, you have to sit down and process it. You cannot just hear an information, okay, and then act on it 100%. No, you're a human being, you have a working mind. Okay, like you have a working mind basically. Okay, so you cannot just act on information 100%. You have to sit down, analyze what you have received, and then process it in your own way. Okay, before you go ahead and act on the information that you have received. But if you receive an information and then you act on it immediately without processing it, then you are most likely to make an error. Okay, you are most likely to make a mistake. you are most likely to do something that you might end up regretting, and that's not the smartest choice to make. Okay, if you're used to making decisions on impulse, you might make good decisions, yes, but you also equally be making bad decisions. So whatever information that you're hearing, please take some time to process it before you act on it. Yeah, that's the best. So then again, don't forget the topic: treat yourself the way that you want other people to treat you. And we have established that if you love yourself, if you treat yourself well, people can see that in you. Okay, people can look at you and know that you are treating yourself well, you are loving yourself. Okay, and they will even, people will treat you based on what they think you can tolerate, which is why I tell people that if someone does something or someone crosses a boundary the first time, make it clear that they have crossed the boundary. Okay, if someone does something that you will not tolerate the first time, like the first time, make it clear that this thing they have done, oh, you're not going to tolerate it. Okay, let them know that they are, crossing boundaries. Let them know that they are overstepping their boundaries, they have crossed the limits. Okay, let them know, because if someone does something that they shouldn't do to you, and then you go ahead and tolerate it. I mean, we tolerate things for different reasons. Sometimes we say, okay, for peace to reign, for there to be peace, because you don't want conflict. So you're just like, okay, let me just, swallow it. You don't want conflict. So you're like, okay, let me just not say anything. But you are the one protecting the peace. The other person is not protecting the peace. Okay, so why do you always have to be the peace protector? If someone does something that you know that is either harmful to you or it's not the best for you, call it out. Make it clear that this thing they have done is not acceptable by you and you will not be tolerating it. Make it clear, because if you let it slide the first time, trust me, they will do it again. And if they did it on a scale of 20% the first time, the next time they do it, they will do it on a scale of 50%. Human beings always like to test the limits, honestly. It's the same way. If you break a law and there is no consequence for breaking that law, you would break the law again, or you look for another law to break, because now, based on their reaction to your action, they have told you that there is no consequences for bad behavior. They have told you that there is no consequence. Like, whenever you do whatever it is that you like, you can do whatever pleases you and get away with it. People cannot live without law and order. As human beings, we cannot survive in a system that has no law and has no order, right? And so the same way applies when you are relating to people. People will always, when you meet someone and then you make the boundaries clear, people will always try to cross that boundary just to see what happens when they do what they shouldn't be doing. Okay, so people will treat you based on how you want to be treated. Literally, that's what I think. People will treat you how you want. One person can treat two people differently, and the difference is that, they have realized that, okay, this person would tolerate whatever thing I throw at them, this person will not. So if I want to maintain the relationship with this person, I need to act right. I need to act in a certain way. Okay, I can't treat them anyhow because they won't stay. Okay, and if someone is aware that if they treat you anyhow you will leave, then leave. Okay, some people will never treat you right no matter what. You can even be the Queen of England, you can be the King of Wales, okay, you can be the richest man alive, you can be the most good looking person. Some people will never treat you right just because. And I was telling someone that how people treat you sometimes is not just a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. Some people are battling demons, so they cannot even treat you well, because they are also like, they have their own struggles. Okay, some people have never been taught how to treat people well. Some people were not raised on love, so they don't know how to give love. So sometimes it's not always about you. If you encounter someone that doesn't know how to treat people well, you can decide to be a therapist and fix them. But for me personally, I never want to be a therapist to anybody. I don't stay to fix people. I rather just be with people that are already fixed. Yeah. um I understand that some people are broken because of how society is, but I think I've done my fair share of trying to fix broken people, and I see how badly that ended. So I'm done doing that. So I prefer to, be with people that come whole, because I'm also doing the work on myself, healing my inner child, um improving myself daily. Okay, I'm working on myself as good as I can. So I would rather relate with people that are also working on themselves in the best way that they can. Nobody's perfect. Okay, nobody's 100%, it Nobody's perfect, nobody's complete. But if you encounter someone that is working on themselves, that is improving themselves, it will show in the way that they talk, in the way that their mindset, in the way that they think. How do you know that someone is growing? How do you know that someone is evolving? There are certain people that maybe we went to high school with them, so we have known them for like maybe 20 years now or 15 years now, right? We went to high school together, or let me say 10 years, right? The mindset that they had when you guys were young, if you encounter them now, it's still the same mindset that they have. They have not done anything to grow themselves, they have not done anything to improve themselves, they have not expanded their knowledge. So why would I want to keep relating with someone that has been stuck on the same spot for 10 years? You can tell me that life circumstances has, well, you can try to argue that life circumstances has kept you on the same spot, but I don't agree. Okay, bad things are happening to people every day, right? As much as bad things are happening to you, you also need to, like, the moment you start reading books, like, I feel like my life changed. There's a particular book that I read and my life changed, honestly. And since that moment, there has been no turning back. You just get to a point where you want better for yourself. I mean, you can see other people around you now. Like, let's not only emulate bad things, let's also emulate good things. If you see people around you improving themselves, if you see people around you growing, don't you also want that? Don't you want something good? Okay, so you don't necessarily need to say, oh, bad things are happening to me, that's why I've been on the same level. Bad things are happening to me, that's why I've been stuck. No, bad things are happening to you so you can get up and change your life. The bad things are not happening to bring you down. The bad things are happening so that you can see a reason to leave your comfort zone. The bad things are happening as a motivation for you to improve yourself. The bad things are happening so that you can leave this level that you are on. Okay, some people will never upgrade from the level that they are on to the next level unless something comes and pushes them out of that mediocre level. So sometimes that's why bad things happen. Because if that bad thing did not happen, you will not get up and move. If that bad thing did not happen, you would not want to grow your knowledge, you would not want to expand yourself, you would just be complacent on the same level. Ah, they have taken the light again. This is the second time they're taking the light in this live. I'm so sorry about this, but yeah, this live has been on for 40 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that soon I will round up. It's just that the moment I start talking about one thing, there's another thing to talk about, and it just flows. And which is why I really love lives. I've said this before, that I prefer live videos to edited videos, because I feel like I can say more on my live videos. I can express myself more on live videos. I can communicate better. Okay, like, I can literally sit here and talk for 2 hours, honestly. And do you know why I can sit here and talk for 2 hours? Because of the way that I have poured into myself. I tell people that you cannot give what you don't have. Okay, and you are a reflection of what you consistently consume. If you only consume celebrity news, celebrity gossip, if you are asked to speak, the only thing that you'll be able to talk about is celebrity news and celebrity gossip, because that's all that you know. That's all that you consume. That's all that you fill your mind with. Why do you think some people know history and other people don't? Nobody was born with perfect knowledge of what happened 300 years ago. It's because they learned those things, they studied those things, they read about it. And let me tell you something, like, sometimes I feel like we are using social media wrongly. Let me just tell you, like, I get a lot of information from social media daily. In fact, these days I don't even use my social media as much. But I don't even know, like, hardly do I even know what is happening in the entertainment world as compared to, let me say, some 4 years ago. Like, so 4 years ago, I was more invested in who is doing this, on which person is dating who, where did they fight, blah 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 blah. Like, random, and how entertainment gossip and things can be like. But right now I don't, because even the thing about social media is that what you search for and what you look at, that is what will show on your feed. That is what will show on your explore page, what the algorithm thinks that you are interested in. So if the algorithm and your explore page keeps showing you celebrity this, celebrity that, or the latest gossip and all that, it's because those are the things that you have been searching for. Those are the things that you have been focusing on. Okay, the moment I started listening to motivational tips, I started listening to, like, inspirational, like, podcasts and videos and all of that. I started listening to, like, all these things that grow a person and improve you. Those are the things that I started to see on my social media feed. Those are the things I started to see, when I scrolled through my phone. So what I'm trying to say is that these days you don't even need to dedicate like 1 hour to sit down and learn. just by the moment you train your algorithm to show you these things that you want to see, like if you scroll from one video to the other, those are the things that you'll be seeing, like things that edify you. There's one of my Instagram accounts that I only see Christian things on that account, because that is what I've searched for on that account. Okay, so I don't even need to like search for any more Christian things, because the algorithm already shows me these things based on what I'm looking for. And that's how life is. Like what you search for the most is what's going to come to you. Life is going to show you what you are interested in. So if you are only interested in things that, you know, they don't improve your life, those are the only things that you're going to be seeing. Yeah, so what was I saying? That I can sit here and talk for 2 hours because of how I poured into myself, because of how I've expanded my knowledge. That's the only way that I'm able to sit here and, you know, talk to you about different things. If I'm talking about one thing, another thing is coming to my mind. I'm remembering another thing that I read. I'm remembering another thing that I saw. I'm remembering what this founder said. I'm remembering what this business owner said. I'm remembering, you know, the time that I talked about this, time that I talked about that. That is how you grow yourself. That is how you improve yourself. Okay. You cannot give out what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you have not taken in. Okay. So I feel like, especially if you're young, okay, but like if you're also old, it doesn't even matter, because we've had people start record breaking businesses. You know, we've had people like come up with innovations in their 50s, in their 60s. Okay, so people have become billionaires in their 70s. So it doesn't even matter. As long as you're a human being, you're still breathing, you still have life, you can, you know, you're a human being. Basically, there's so much that you can do. Like our mind is so powerful, honestly. Like our mind is very, very powerful. You would not know the extent to which your brain can come up with things, or your brain can, you know, think, and you don't know how much you can crack your head and come up with something tangible, unless you put yourself to the test, unless you give yourself the opportunity to be able to do great things, unless you give yourself the opportunity to be able to like break boundaries. You would not know how far you can go. You would not know what you can come up with. So I think we should do our best to challenge ourselves daily. Okay, sometimes we get complacent, sometimes we get too comfortable. We should do our best to challenge ourselves daily. Okay, you never can tell, what you can be able to achieve, how far you can go, or what you are capable of, unless you try to, test yourself in that direction. So please equip yourself with knowledge, equip yourself with, great things, and just start to think outside of the box. I love reading biographies of people that have done great things, because they give you a glimpse into their mind of what they were thinking about before they were able to come up with those great things. Okay, I read biographies of people, like the man that started Nike. Okay, Nike, the shoe brand. Okay, I read his biography, and his biography inspired me in ways that I cannot even begin to explain. He talked about so much when he was just an ordinary kid from a small town, and during the war, this was after the war, he got up and left his country to travel to another country just for business research purposes, and basically seeing the world. So today, now, some of us even want to leave our house to go for like 30 minutes or 1 hour from our house, and we want to talk about how dangerous it is. But I just think about how much dangerous could he have been going to, like, he went to Japan, and as at that time Japan participated in the World War. So how much dangerous could it have been leaving your house and traveling to another continent, right? That just finished a war. I don't think it could be more dangerous than that. Even now we have cell phones, so you can call your family, you can call your friends. Then they didn't have cell phones, like mobile phones that you can carry with you. So if someone left the house, you might not even hear from them again for another 2 months when they return, right? But now we have cell phones, we can communicate with people in an instant. Okay, so like, it just showed me how courageous he was, how he was willing to take a chance and he bet on himself, how despite all odds and whatever may come, he was willing to take the risk. Because what is life without risk? If we fail to take risk, we remain in our comfort zone, and if we remain in our comfort zone, there is no growth in our comfort zone. If we remain in our comfort zone, we might never achieve anything tangible. We might never achieve anything that that is worthwhile. Leon, hi, Leon Junior. What's my name? My name is Blessing. My channel name is my name, basically. My channel name is my name. So yeah, in final closing, I think I've said enough on this live. I have so much more to say, but sometimes I'm wary of information overload, which is giving too much at a particular time. If you give someone too much information at a particular time, they may not be able to process everything, right? So I'm wary of information overload. So I think I've said enough for this live, enough for anybody to sit down and think about and ponder. So I'll be ending this live here. Where am I from? I'm from Nigeria, Leon. And you? Where are you from? Where do you come from? You should know Nigeria. Nigeria is in the African continent. It's the biggest African continent, and our people are literally like scattered all over the globe. And you're from South Africa, so you're also African. So we're like siblings. Or like cousins. Yeah, let me just say we are like cousins, like distant cousins. Yeah, related by, the African blood. Yeah, if I put it that way. But Leon, it's nice to have you on my live. Is this your first time of being on my live? I think it is. I don't think I've seen you on my live before. Do some people join the live and they stay quiet, so I never really know who is who, and I don't know how to check on who joined my live and who didn't. So I don't know if this is your first time on my live, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for commenting, and I do hope that you've learned, a thing or two. I hope that I've been impactful. I hope I've made sense, and I hope that you've taken one or two things from everything that I said. Because the major aim is just to, pass across valuable information to help, anybody that needs to be helped. Sometimes you're going through a season and you just need one word spoken to you that can, change your life, change your reasoning, change your direction, or just help you. Okay, so which is what I strive to do. I want to help as many people as I can. You don't have to do something grand to help people. You don't have to do something marvelous before you can touch lives. Even in the little actions, in the little platforms that we have been given, sometimes some of us are waiting for big platforms before we do what needs to be done. But even in your little platform, you can still, impact lives. You can still speak a word of wisdom to somebody. You can still encourage somebody with your little platform. You can even start from your neighbor. You don't need to wait until you have a microphone to speak to 10,000 people before you start being impactful. Even if it's just one person that you're speaking to, you can still, save that person's life. You can still, say words of wisdom. You can still encourage that person. Thanks so much. Now, and if you're here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. Yeah, so please subscribe so you can stay updated whenever I post something or whenever I go on live. So thank you so much for being here. Anyways, I'll be on my way now, Leon. Um Leon Jr. actually. So I guess your dad is Leon Senior. That's nice. That's very, very lovely. I hope you had a nice day. I hope you're having a nice weekend. How are you spending your weekend? Some people spend it partying, some people spend it relaxing, some people spend it learning, some people spend it on their side hustle, some people spend it with family. We all spend our time in different ways, but however you are spending your time, just be sure that you're doing something meaningful with it. Even if you're resting, like resting is also something meaningful, because if you've worked extremely hard during the week, you deserve rest. Okay, and rest is not even something that you need to earn. Rest is something that you should even like just be doing whether you earned it or not. Okay, so if all you're doing this weekend is resting, then you're still making maximum use of your time, as long as whatever you're doing is meaningful to you. That is what counts. That is what is most important. So I will be ending the live here. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe to stay updated, and I would see everyone the next time I go live. I think this is the longest that I've even been on live. This is like 53 minutes. I'm like so proud of myself. And thank you for the encouragement, thank you for the support, because no matter how much like we say that we do things without caring about the feedback, like feedback is also important. Like feedback encourages you, feedback keeps you going, even if it's just one person that you have in your little circle. Like I said earlier in the live, coming on live for me is a form of therapy for myself. Okay. Hi, Junior. I haven't seen you in the longest time. How have you been? Hi again. It's sad that you're joining the live when I'm about like ending. I've been on live for a while, so I'll be leaving. But it's always nice to see you, anyways. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Hope you're not too tired. Hope you're not too exhausted. And if you are, I hope that you're able to get some rest. So I did say a lot of things in the live concerning the topic about treating yourself the way that you want others to treat you. So maybe if you have time, you can skip through the live again, in case the topic is something that you want to talk about. But if not, it's also fine. So I would catch you again on my next live. I always appreciate anytime that you join. Thanks so much for being here. So bye.